This part is something you can't really train for. You just got to deal with it on the day.
These are the moments that are nerve-wracking, I would imagine, Wayne.
Yeah, very nerve-wracking.
For the crews now, this is their moment.
The next 17 minutes or so will decide how the story ends.
I'm in my 4th year at Oxford and I'm studying chemistry. I'm Tobias Bernard and I'm the men's president for Oxford this year. You definitely feel a different kind of pressure as a cox. Always the smallest person in the boat. You're holding the rudders. You're the tactician in the boat. You're the coach in the boat. You're the only one looking forwards,
stay calm and
keeping them in line.
And these are the really nervous times for the coxes.
There's only one of you in the boat, sort of like being a goalkeeper in football.
eyes open.
I've taken that on head on and realised that that is my job. My job is to take on the pressure of the rest of the crew, put them at ease. That's always helped for me.
Let's finish it, boys, all the way.
It's an absolutely vital role. Make decisions in action based upon a multitude of different factors. So they will be looking at tide, they will be looking at their opposition, they will be relating that to their race plan. They will also be trying to get the best out of the people in front of them.
I believe in you, Taz.
Now it's Tobias Bernard, arm up, saying he's not ready.
There's wood in the water. There's wood in our water.
There's always a component of trying to understand what makes each individual person tick. You've got to understand what really gets each athlete going.
Believe in the rhythm, let's go.
Je m'appelle Tobias Bernard, je viens de Londres. Je suis le barreur et c'est ma première fois dans le bateau.
The best coxes are the ones that spend the time in the lead into that race, not only honing their own craft, but they've also got to be able to direct individuals and ensure that they keep their momentum going.
There's so many elements to the race, to the tactics, to implementing the correct tactics at the correct time. It takes real skill.
In a race, there's loads going on. There's the sound of the crowd, there's the steering of the boat. There's only one right line to be nailing down. Both coxes are going to be competing over that. The blades are getting really close, the umpire's behind you, and he's shouting at you to move.
Their competitive nature sometimes does get the better of them.
They're stopping the race.
Sometimes you hear the warning and you think, might have overstepped it. And sometimes you hear it and you think, good, I'm doing the right thing here, I'm pushing the line, I'm putting my rowers in the best possible position.
Without doubt, selecting a cox for the boat race is different from selecting a cox from other races. We're closely watching how they operate on the tideway.
The bends, the conditions, the atmosphere of it are really unique and they really play into the race as a whole.
The boat race is, I think, probably the ultimate coxing challenge. It is an incredible skill to have, incredibly hard to get right. You're in rare company when you are one of those coxes.
Countless examples of times when the outcome of the race has been decided by that bit more tideway edge, that bit more experience.
This is the 168th men's boat race.
Jasper's making a very bold move here. He's heading over towards the Craven Cove.
The faster water is the deeper water, so that's a gamble by Cambridge.
He's trying to get his crew clean water. And that's a half a length lead for Cambridge, and I think that was almost entirely down to Jasper Parish's unbelievably bold move.
I thought he was crazy, but it might have actually worked.
Oh my goodness, it's paid off.
Inspired bit of coxing by the 19-year-old.
Okay, that's good.
You're probably the person during a session who's saying the most, trying to make sure that the vision that the coach has laid forwards is executed as well as possible within the boat.
Square blades, and then we'll just go into full paddling, keep that focus on the shape on the way up, on the way down, leg speed.
Being a coach is the greatest job in the world. You're involved at every level of the sport.
Take our time today, but start shifting pretty quickly.
And you get to meet some remarkable people, truly outstanding people. Delivering news that no one wants to hear is the hardest part of the job.
A consistent feature of the boat race is obviously selection, which hangs over the crew all the way through the season until the point of final selection.
The coach is always watching, he's always recording, he's always trying to figure out what the best possible combination of athletes is. For coxers, there's only one spot. It's a completely different event.
I'm Simon Nunayon. I'm studying for a PhD in clinical neurosciences and I'm on the Cambridge Men's team. Let's go.
Excited to join us, Simon.
Yes, of course. Wouldn't miss it for the world, Gabe. Nothing like a bit of company.
I think growing up wasn't really too exposed to rowing. When I was a bit up 12, I started at Eton in a fully funded bursary place, and they really enjoy rowing over there. I just loved getting stuck into anything, that wasn't academics. By like 2-3 months in, I was absolutely hooked in it. I mean, felt like a freedom I hadn't really found in many other sports. So after that came the Harvard years. I maybe wasn't fully prepared for the constant conflict between being a student and being an athlete. I think I spent a lot of time in the second boat, especially last year in Goldie. The boat race is just there as this is the level I have to reach.
Had some selection tests recently. I came out in a position that put me in the 4th seat of the blue boat.
Selection is ongoing throughout the year. Quickly start working out from the first week. These are people slightly above me, these people slightly below me.
This year's squad is probably the deepest in talent that I think I've had here. It's just incredibly competitive. It could be any of 14 guys making the blue boat at the moment for the last 8 seats.
What really stands out, maybe compared to last year, is just how many people who are in contention, for the blue boat, for Goldie. The standard rows you have coming in and the standard rows returning, it's a daunting process. The fact that it scares me makes it even more exciting to be able to come out on the right side of that. The squad is monstrously competitive this year. That constant tension between, wanting to work together to make everyone get fast, while also you want to see yourself in that blue boat.
Are you concerned about Freya's march up the ranks?
Sort of has to be, she's a very good cox.
Yeah.
I sort of expected that from day one. I don't know about you, but I feel like he's kind of frustrated that the changes aren't happening quick enough.
Right.
God.
Once a week we'll go pretty well flat out on the ergo. Once a week we'll go flat out in the boat. We're looking at what lineups work, who can sit in what seat, who's able to deliver power.
I feel like he sort of laid out what he wants from all of us, and I think he was happy in some respects. The speeds are fine if you're not in the boat on the day.
And it goes well.
Yeah, and it goes well, then
that's a question mark that needs to be answered.
Yeah, and as a rower, sure, but as a cox, definitely.
Selection's not just about numbers. There's so many small factors that make a boat go fast. Rhythm, timing, skill.
I feel like everyone's got a very similar skill set, similar physiologically, similar technically, that it's going to come down to just who's going to show up and perform at the right time.
When it comes to that last seat or two, I'll get the guys in the office and we'll have that conversation, and one of the hardest jobs is telling the guys that they haven't made it. It's just simply who I feel in the end is going to make the boat go fastest.
We have to do what it takes to be Oxford.
In recent years, Cambridge has been on really, really strong form. We believe that we can take it on. We believe that we can win.
We've got to win a boat race. And that's where all of our energies are focused right now, both men and women. Things aren't great. We've recommended some really far-reaching radical changes within the club and the governance. We've moved away from a more traditional kind of sports club committee. And what we've moved now to is much more of a corporate model, creating an environment where the athletes feel fully supported and are encouraged to push themselves. We have to justify ourselves to the board. Can definitely see a pathway now to changing our fortunes around.
Making the Blue Boat last year was an amazing feeling for me. Satisfaction at achieving something that you've always wanted to achieve, but then also realizing that that isn't the end of the road and that is just the start of an opportunity, and now you've got to deliver. This year I'm president and I'm hoping to make it into the top crew again. I'm still going to have to work really hard for it.
Getting the cox selection right is critical. We've got a good bunch of coxes this year. They all believe that they can do the job. There is only one seat.
There's plenty of examples in the past of presidents who haven't been in that Blue Boat. There are 5 other coxes here and they all want it just as much as me. If you're not really conscious of it, that competition can turn toxic.
It's a really interesting thing from a psychological point of view in terms of how do you go from a group of disparate individuals that are competing against each other to a team that are in a position to be able to win.
That competition can get quite fierce, but really it's useful because by improving ourselves, we improve the rest of the squad. That competition really works out quite well.
In a very, very pressurised situation, whatever makes the boat go fastest is what we'll operate with.
When it comes down to boat race day, there are only 8 rowers and 1 cox are going to make the crew. You never really know if you've made the right decision. There are always doubts in your mind.
There's only really one time in your life when you get to do something as unique as this, to do this race and to compete in such a unique setting.
I'm not doing this thing because I want to, I'm doing it because I have to.
Yeah, boys, Big Ben's here. See bulletproof with the pattern.
We are determined to see this through. Now, if that takes a year, 2 years, or any other time, then so be it. The changes and the new personnel, the new structure we've just gone through, my personal opinion is this is the best way of changing the fortunes of the club and winning some boat races. And we will not stop until we finish the job.
You never quite know what you're going to feel like in that moment. I didn't know what was going on.